which our USAF pilot class will present. The second plaque will be placed at the Williams College student Bart Sailor State, Louisiana, where prototype training was given in B-25s. The third will be in a formal ceremony at the USAF Museum in Dayton, Ohio, where it will become a permanent part of the USAF Memorial Wall. We gratefully thank the City of Chandler and their Public History Coordinator, Gene Reynolds, for allowing us to make this presentation to the Chandler Gilbert Community College Museum during this event to honor Willie. We gratefully thank Kathy Crossley of Chandler Gilbert College, who was instrumental in coordinating with me concerning the acceptance and placement of our memorial plaque in the college museum site dedicated to Williams Air Force Base. The most gracious recognition of USAF Pilot Class 48B by the City of Chandler and the Chandler Gilbert Community College during this auspicious event is very much appreciated. Remembered, too, is the acceptance and cooperation by the citizens of Chandler during our training at Willie. At this time, will Dr. Lujan and General Schneider please come forward and stand on either side of the veiled plaque. Dr. Lujan, on behalf of USAF Pilot Class 48B, we respectfully present to the Chandler Gilbert Community College Museum this memorial plaque commemorating those of our class who trained in advanced single-engine aircraft, the B-51 and F-80, and who were commissioned officers and pilots at Williams Air Force Base. General Schneider, will you please unveil the plaque?
Thank you very much. And before I make my remarks, may I ask every veteran in the audience to stand or raise your hand, please? Chandler Gilbert Community College and all of the Maricopa colleges that we will always, always, always honor and remember our veterans. And we are delighted that you will be joining us to help make that possible at all of our colleges. I'd also like to thank my veterans, my Chandler Gilbert Community College team, to please stand. I see many. Running a college is not like running an Air Force. I cannot give orders, and even if I do, they don't follow them. But we have an amazing team, and we are honored to be part of the broader community team here in Chandler and at East Valley as we continue to recognize our precious past and all that Willie has meant to us and to our college. So on behalf of the college, on behalf of all of the faculty and staff, we thank you for this honor.
Well, I just want to say what a great honor it has to work with Bill and Don Jones putting this together. They've really worked hard to get it done. We found out, I guess we were the only one that didn't have a plaque at the Air Force Museum. Was that how we got started? 48B was really a unique class. We were the first, I guess, experimental class. We started off in T6s. We didn't have any of these other bug smashers. People had the Piper Cub and all those things. They just put us in this 650 horsepower airplane and said, "Go fly."
Hold it.
And
No, we had
PT-13.
We flew PT-13.
well, I'm sorry. You're right. Okay, that brings back a memory. They divided the whole class, 800 and some odd officers and cadets, right down the middle. Said, if you're a tall guy, you're going to fly the T6. If you're a little bit shorter, and I don't know what the exact dimensions were, you're going to fly the PT. So I stand corrected. I guess my memory is beginning a little hazy on that.
Bamboo bombers.
You're thinking about the tall people.
Yeah, I happen to be one of the tall guys. And incidentally, that's why they weren't going to let me go to pilot training, because they said anybody over 6 feet tall was going to be too tall to fly jet fighters. And you really were crammed into the old F-80s. Boy, those are really big cockpits. You had your helmet right up against the canopy, and the old early day jet helmets had a webbing here, and it had a leather place right up at the top, and it just burned the dickens out of your head. You pull up your oxygen mask real tight, and it's just like a burning coal sitting on the top of your head. And you're all crammed in there, and in combat you had every bit of clothes you could get on. You had your fatigues, then your flying suit, then a B-15 jacket, a Mae West, a survival vest, and a 45. And you talk about being crammed in there. You really had to want to do it, and if you're going to survive. So those are tough old days. But anyway, it's a real honor to be a member of the class of 48B.
Colonel, why don't you tell the buckwheat story?
Well, we had one of our cadets, I guess, got assigned to fly the wing commander's F-80 or P-80, and he came in and crashed just on the dike just off the end of the runway and mashed up the wing commander's airplane. So we thought, well, he's out of here. But he graduated and went on to put in a full career. So
all we got was a scratch on his shin.
yeah, just got a very, very scratch. Didn't hurt him. One of the guys coming out on the meat wagon came out for the crash, fell off, I guess, and hit his head pretty bad. But that's the only injury out of that whole deal. But anyway, got a lot of good stories. If anybody wants to stay around, I can tell stories all day, as Gene knows, and all of us can. So be glad to share some more of those later on if you like.